With 1:15 remaining in the second period, Scott Jason for Hamden High has just been called for a penalty for interference as he has stood up and knocked down Jamie Morano at center ice. And meanwhile, Heffernan's still off for Notre Dame. 1:22 remaining on his penalty, and we are just underway on the Jason penalty. 1:10 left in the second period. Hamden with the 7-3 lead. Going for hockey is Hall's drive is kicked aside by Sam Lundstrom.
Low and hard, Bill. I'm telling you, he's so accurate with that shot.
Kind of like Bob Gibson in his dominant days. In front, shot and the score by Brian Donahue. Donahue set up beautifully by Anthony Carangelo from behind the goal. Donahue, his first goal of the night, and Hamden's running away with it now with an 8-3 lead.
Yeah, nobody in the front of the net to help Sam Lundstrom out. Carangelo just dumped it in front, and Donahue, as I said, nobody there to stop him. And Lundstrom with no chance at all, and Hamden now with 8 goals. With 46 seconds to go here in the second period.
Now one coming at 14-14 in period number 2. Donahue had his first goal of the night and his second point. And for Anthony Carangelo, that is his first point of the evening. So 36 seconds left in the period now. Also getting an assist patent for Hamden, that is his first point. Now the crowd kind of out of it right now, Bob, as they're used to Hamden domination, and that's what we're seeing here. This one's safely in hand.
Let's switch channels, Bill, see what else is on.
Okay. Come back for the third period. 12 seconds left in this one. Knocked against the boards, coming in Donahue. Looking for another, but Notre Dame is there to clear as Sean Brazil flips it into the crowd, and he could pick up a delay of game penalty for that.
Well, it doesn't appear that they're going to call it, Bill, but that, I mean, there was no doubt about it. He just intentionally flipped it up into the crowd.
We are still playing 4-on-4 with Heffernan and Jason in the penalty boxes. And that's going to do it with 1 second left in the period. Cromwell controlling the puck, but that will do it. 5 second period goals by the Hamden Green Dragons have put them in a dominant position, entering the third period, leading it by 8-3.
That's right, Bill. Hamden came out quickly once again in that second period, scoring 2 quick goals within the space of about 45 seconds. And erasing any doubt as to who was going to win this game tonight, as they obviously do not want to jeopardize that perfect record. And they do not want Notre Dame to come back at all. There's just no doubt that that Westie game is on their minds. When West Haven came back and made a game of it, but that is not going to happen tonight, as it's scored now 8-3, and Hamden the game well in hand.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame's too far behind, plus they are not playing in their home rink, which West Haven was that afternoon. So the scoring recap for the second period. As in the first period, the Dragons scored twice in the first minute. Mike Cavallaro got him going, and then Todd Hall put him out in front by 5-3. Later on, the power play goal by Cavallaro, his second of the night, made it 6-3. Then with 7:37 gone, Phil Scarinci picked up the hat trick, knocking it in from down close, where most of the Hamden goals have come tonight. He was assisted by Hall and Cavallaro, and it was 7-3. Finally, in the last minute of this period, the icing on the cake is Brian Donahue scored his first of the night, assisted by Carangelo and Patton at 14-14. And after 2, it's the Hamden Green Dragons 8 and the Notre Dame Green Knights 3. We'll be back with the third period after we break for these words. Number 1 Hamden versus number 5 Notre Dame. And if you're just tuning in this moment, a dominant performance has put Hamden in front 8-3 with 15 minutes left. Shot on goal by the Green Dragons, stopped by number 30 for Notre Dame, a new goaltender, Pete Alfano. But he has no better luck than his predecessor, Sam Lundstrom, did, Bob.
Bring back Lundstrom. Well, Alfano greeted warmly by the Hamden players with a quick goal to make it 9-3.
Just 22 seconds into this third period, Dragons are just shooting out of the gate as these periods begin. 2 in the first 2 minutes of the first, 2 in the first minute of the second, and 1 here already in the third. We'll wait for the scoring on that 9th Hamden goal. Hall gets his 2nd goal of the night. So again, it's Todd Hall with his 2nd goal of the night and his 3rd point as the drive by Scarinci, save made by Alfano. Cavallaro, by the way, now has 1 goal and 3 assists on the night. Cavallaro will be looking for a hat trick in this period. He has 2 goals, and of course, so does Hall. He was camped out in front that time, but the defense sticked it aside. Coming back for Notre Dame, Craig Finaro. And the Knights ridden off the play. Brian Donahue spinning, dumping it over to Hall. Hall, good job poking the puck ahead to Cavallaro, to Scarinci, and Scarinci dumps in and comes off the ice. A 9-3 Hamden lead early in the 3rd period.
And the Hamden players make a Hamden sandwich out of a Notre Dame guy in that corner, Bill.
Carangelo shot just went wide. And another goal! Carangelo sending it across the goal mouth, and I believe it was tipped in by Mike Cavallaro for his 3rd goal of the night. Well, I just finished saying Cavallaro would be looking for the hat trick in this period, and I think he just got it to join Scarinci, who has the hat trick.
This is amazing, Bill. They've started each of the 3 periods with 2 quick goals, and now it's 10-3 Hamden. And as you said, Cavallaro with the hat trick, and nobody's throwing hats out on the ice, though, Bill.
It is officially Cavallaro. Carangelo and Brandy picking up the assists at 1:37 of this 3rd period. A 10-3 Hamden lead. They have scored the last 7 goals. Brandy gets knocked around a bit by the frustrated Knights. Here's Carangelo. And Carangelo's pass intercepted easily by Brazil. Carangelo took a man off his back that time at the left point. Now the attempt at the stuff in by Sargalini, but the defense was there. And now the slap shot from the high post by Jason goes over the net.
Hamden still applying the pressure, Bill, even though they're ahead 10-3, just keeping Notre Dame bottled up.
I suppose what Mike Villano told his team between periods was we've got to keep our pride and see how we can respond to this situation, not let ourselves be completely destroyed. And that's still a challenge for Notre Dame, as number 9 Sean Brazil takes a big hit off the boards, and here comes Hamden 2-on-2. Jason over the line, left it for Patton, who wasn't there, and the Notre Dame defense not able to keep the puck, though. McNamara to Parati. And Steve McNamara comes in the zone. The drive is wide of Alfano. Back in the neutral zone, Castellano, number 18. Castellano sending ahead. Parati controlling. Parati taking the push off the boards. McNamara gets the loose puck, centers. Nobody there. Hamden still with the puck. Left point it goes. Ryan Hodder in the match, and his shot went wide. Ryan Hodder wearing number 12. Back to Parati. Looks to Ryan Hodder, dumps in. Easy stop by Alfano. "11 minutes remaining in this match. A 7-goal Hamden lead at 10-3. Coming out is Izzo for Notre Dame. The flashy, speedy Izzo tries to split a couple defenders. He goes down off the hip check by Joe Castellano. Lombardi leaves for Hodder. Hodder to Mack. And Mack flips ahead. Parati. Parati fakes the drive. Bennell to his right. Parati colliding with the boards, along with Cristoforo for ND. Hodder on the drive. That goes wide. Almost getting the stick down in the crease was Jamie Roach for Hamden. Here's Parati. The wrister, and that is blocked by the defense. Believe blocked by Mike Cristoforo. Castellano tries to flip ahead, intercepted by number 12, Heffernan for ND. Parati from his knees flips it in, as Hamden is relentless on the pressure and keeping it in the Notre Dame zone. Nice check that time. Heffernan will pick up for the Knights. Donahue's drive is blocked by the defense. Craig Finaro was there on the play, and now taken back by Heffernan. Heffernan slaps it ahead on his knees, as Hamden is going with some inexperienced players, like number 17, Jess Kane, and number 10, Chris Votes.
Well, Bill, mercifully, we're going through a long period. Now, this is the longest period of time we've had continuous play. No whistles have been blown now for at least 3 minutes.
A little more than a glorified scrimmage now, with the inexperienced fourth and fifth line players on the ice for Hamden.
Well, there's Todd Hall out there, Bill. I wouldn't call him that.
Not at all. Future NHL, in all likelihood, future NHL player Todd Hall flipping in. Behind the goal, Pat Morrissey, number 19 for Notre Dame. Recovered by Todd Hall. Hall, with Dan Pandaru sniping, able to send ahead, but taken back by Morrissey. Hall's pass intercepted by Pandaro, and here comes Jamie Monaro. Monaro is ridden off the play beautifully by Donahue, and Donahue is now tripped up by Monaro. Rather, Morano, beg your pardon. Number 20 is Jamie Morano. 8:17 remaining in the game, and Hamden leads it by 10-3. Here is Brandy. Cross-ice pass for Mike Cavallaro. Cavallaro and Phil Scarinci have hat tricks tonight. For Notre Dame, John Young takes. And Young able to send over to Jason Curry. Long drive goes wide of Lombardi. Picked up by Scott Jason.
Well, this period whizzing by, Bill. 7 minutes and 45 seconds to go. And, of course, Hamden well on top, and right now looking to just get some good skating in and get some of the younger players, let them get some skating time in. Although I see Phil Sarinsky still out there and Todd Hall still taking a shift. Patton's still out there.
Well, you don't have the young guys out there with some veterans who do have ability, so they have a chance to compete. What a collision between Eric Patton and John Young, and Patton took a skate to the face. Fortunately, in high school hockey, they have those face guards.
And Patton, perhaps, Bill, has been the most physical player out there tonight for either team.
Wide open hockey right now, neither team wanting to pin the puck. Carangelo riding in, and the pass went past the stick of Patton, who had an opportunity. Hamden flips back in as Carangelo bounced it into the zone. Castellano manning the right defensive slot, Jason the left defense. Notre Dame comes back with Finaro. Finaro with Caterano to his left. Played off the boards, backhand pass intercepted easily by Castellano. 6:26 remaining in the game. Here's Patton coming in one-on-one. And he leaves it, picked up by Scarinci. And he's ridden down, can't get off much of a shot at all, as Greg Caterano was all over him.
Well, Scarinci did an excellent job of just getting a shot off from that position.
Easy skate save by Lombardi. Sent ahead by Ryan Hodder. Trying to get the shot off is Finaro, but he is totally hemmed in. McNamara steals it in the defensive zone from Caterano.
Castellano and Cavallaro doing a sandwich on Heffernan.
Alfano sticks it aside. I don't envy Pete Alfano, Bob, against this Hamden juggernaut, the way they came out in this third period. he's probably feeling pretty good just to be surviving out there.
Well, Hamden right now, Bill, is just coasting. They've got the game well in hand and not really applying that pressure. As I said, it appeared in this game tonight that they were able to do it at will. They were guarding against any letdowns in each as they just scored twice early in the opening of each period. So getting the big lead, and then right now they're just willing to skate it out and let the time run out.
Offside called on Notre Dame. A change in goal now for Hamden, as Dick Gagliardi gives his backup netminder Dave Longo some playing time. Longo wears number 29. He's also a veteran who saw some action for Hamden a year ago. So Longo, the backup, in net now for the Green Dragons, as Lombardi just came off to a nice hand. Here come the Dragons. McNamara's banned right now. And what a collision that time between Jay Bunnell and, I believe, Pete Cromwell for Notre Dame. So play not completely pacific here in the third.
No, you have to guard against, injuries occur, Bill, most when you're not trying your hardest. And of course, you want to guard against that. If you let up at all, there's a good chance you can get injured. So you have to be on your guard at all times. But it's been pretty hard hitting throughout, and Hamden showing that they can just perform in every aspect of the game, Bill.
We had a 3-3 tie after one period, and Hamden scored 5 unanswered goals in the second, and now 2 additionally in the third.
Little scuffle in the corner, but quickly broken up by John Whalen.
And we got 2 men coming off. On that penalty for Notre Dame, Mike Morton is whistled off. And for Hamden, Jamie Roach comes off. Some of these fans, Hamden fans, yelling Green Bowl. Of course, this is the hockey version of that. Green Dragons and the Green Knights. Of course, it's really only a big rivalry in that particular respect in football.
Well, Bill, since this is a lapper, how would you compare the hot dogs here at the Hamden rink to the Bennett rink hot dogs in West Haven?
Well, you never cease to
well, you had a hamburger.
Fatigue of deriding me,
well, you had
and
a hamburger.
embarrassing me,
you had a hamburger
humiliating me.
at Bennett rink. I'm sorry. Can't compare hamburgers and hot dogs.
Hall is knocked off the play. The hot dog here is very good, just a little overdone the way I like it. The hamburger at West Haven was fairly decent, but it is outpointed by the hot dogs here at Hamden.
Well, what I like about the aspect of this snack stand here in Hamden is that it's right within the rink confines.
Right.
And you can't get lost.
So the announcers can see when the teams come back on the ice.
You have no excuse for coming back late from a break. So
from the brig?
From the break.
Where I'm eating my salted meat and getting scurvy?
Maybe you deserve to be at the brig, Bill, but...
I deserve to be floating out at sea somewhere. Lost to the world, and especially to you, my good pal Bob Amato. His Hall's drive is blocked in front.
Todd Hall, incredible with that low, accurate drive, Bill.
In front of the goal, taken away by John Young for Notre Dame. We have 4-on-4 ice hockey with 4 minutes left in the game. Hall assaulted from behind by Mark Izzo as he kind of clawed him around the shoulder area. And Izzo pokes it. Skate saved by Longo. Izzo looking to set up, and the drive is blocked by Longo, who does a good job. It was Tim Belcher, number 4, trying to poke it in from in front. Donahue trying to ride in, the slapper going wide of ND's backup netminder, and now a good save as he sprawled to his knees on the drive by Donahue. Pete Alfano in net for ND, and again Longo for Hamden. Mark Izzo will start out 2-on-4. Interception by Cavallaro. Jason's the man who brought it into the zone with 3 minutes remaining. Taken by Young. Young checked into the boards by Scarinci. Taking it up and having the play broken up was Belcher for Notre Dame as the dual penalties come to an end and we're back 5-on-5. But now A whistle and another penalty coming up as Todd Brandy knocks his stick against his own face mask. Now Mike Cavallaro comes off, and these Hamden fans are applauding their own guys when they take penalties. Nothing really to sweat here with a 7-goal lead late in the third. George Sheehan comes on for Hamden. He hasn't seen a whole lot of ice time tonight.
That's right, Kev.
So it'll be Notre Dame with a man advantage, 2:45 remaining, and Hamden High up by 7-3.
Well, Bill, let us alert our Storied Cable listeners that this game will be airing next Tuesday and Thursday night. Well, actually, they're watching it now, so it's either a Tuesday or a Thursday
night. If you're watching on Tuesday, February 5th, it will be on again on Thursday. And Notre Dame knocked it in, and the light is on. It's a goal for Notre Dame. Off the backhander in front of Dave Longo. The Knights finally get back on the scoreboard. Their last goal was back with 1:01 remaining in the first.
Well, the problem with this game for Notre Dame tonight was that they just didn't have enough power plays to run, because they certainly ran a successful power play when they had it.
3 of their 4 goals now have been with a man advantage.
But anyway, Bill, of course, our next broadcast will be the Hill House Cross rematch from the Moore Fieldhouse on the Southern Connecticut State University campus.
That's right, Bob. And that will be followed the following week by these Notre Dame Green Knights in action again against the Westie Blue Devils. Alfano with a little bit of a stick check to a Hamden High Scarinci as he glided in. We're back at even strength at 1:58 remaining. The Notre Dame goal at 12:36 of the third period, a power play goal, was scored by Chris Treat off the backhander, assisted by Pat Morrissey and Jim Heffernan. Castellano with a good body check behind his own goal. Loose in the corner. Taking the slap from the point was Morrissey, easily blocked.
1 minute left to play in the period.
And we have a minute left to go. Cavallaro will try to catch up to the puck. Alfano went way out to poke it out of danger. Castellano keeps it in the zone. And retreating for the puck is Heffernan. Heffernan, a real workhorse for the Green Knights. Backhands ahead. 2-on-1 situation now. Caterano is upended. Heffernan blocked in front. Sliding down, Finaro tries to get the shot off, but he's ridden off the play with 23 seconds remaining. And in front of us, Caterano trying to get the stick down. Hamden controlling with 10 seconds left, as Alfano will leave for Dan Pandaro. 3 seconds left too, and that will do it. And that is it from Hamden High. Our final score, Hamden 10 and Notre Dame 4. The third period, not too dissimilar from the 2 that preceded it. Hamden came in with a 8-3 lead. And as the subs came in halfway through, Hamden outscored Notre Dame 2-1 for our final of 10-4.
Well, Bill, Hamden scored goals in bunches tonight. They came out in each of the 3 periods and scored 2 quick goals. And Notre Dame was unable to recover. They made a game of it for a while there in the first period, but Hamden just was not going to let up on the hammer tonight, as they just pulled away. And as I said, scoring 2 quick goals in each of the periods. The stars tonight, as usual, Todd Hall, Cavallaro with a hat trick, and Scarinci and Brandy. And Eric Patton just played an outstanding game tonight. He did a lot of the heavy-duty body work tonight for the Green Dragons. Notre Dame tried to make a game of it, as I said, but just overwhelmed. And if Hamdenville does not win the state championship this year, it'll be perhaps the most one of the most major upsets in all of high school history of Connecticut in any sport, because this team is that awesome, Bill.
One of the bigger sports, I don't know, one of the bigger upsets perhaps since the original Olympics back in ancient Greece, Bob. These Green Dragons are now 15-0, ranked third in the country. Notre Dame came in ranked fifth in Connecticut at 9-4, so they dropped to 9-5. Briefly running down the rest of the some of the top teams in Connecticut. After Hamden, in order in the Hartford Courant poll, you have Fairfield, Greenwich, South Windsor, Notre Dame, Stamford Catholic, and then West Haven, but just doesn't appear as if anybody will be able to challenge Hamden High this year. They keep their perfect record intact at 15-0.
Bill, from a psychological standpoint, sometimes teams like to get a loss out of the way early or get a loss during the season just to take away from that sort of the stress of an undefeated season. But this Hamden High squad doesn't show any signs of that.
Well, last year they didn't lose too many, only lost a couple in the regular season before the playoff loss to West Haven. I don't think they feel that way. I think they're veterans. I don't think they want to be embarrassed or have the bad feeling of losing at any point during this campaign. I think our number one star tonight, Bob, ought to be Mike Cavallaro, the veteran wearing number 6. Mike assisted on the first Hamden goal back at 25 seconds of the first period. In fact, we thought he had scored that goal, and he wound up with 5 points, including the hat trick.
Well, Bill, I tossed my hat out on the ice not to go back out and get it, but after he scored that third goal. But as you said, yes, Cavallaro outstanding. Of course, being set up by Todd Hall a couple of times, and this is just truly an awesome team, maybe the finest hockey squad in the history of high school hockey here in the state of Connecticut.
Well, Bob, you're not wearing a hat. You're wearing a David Lynch-style hunter's cap tonight. Anyway, recapping the scoring in the first period, the Hamden goals were by Phil Scarinci and Ray Sargalini. Notre Dame had 3 goals in that first period also, including 2 power play efforts. Those were scored by Rich Caruso, Jamie Morano, and Jason Gooley. But in the second period, it was all Hamden High. In the first minute of the period, goals by Cavallaro and Todd Hall. Later on, Cavallaro with a power play goal, his second of the night. Then Scarinci scored his third of the night, as he had the power play as well. Finally, in the last minute of the second period, Brian Donahue tallied, and it was an 8-3 romp after 2 periods. Then in the third period, Hamden again came out on fire, scoring twice in the first minute and 37 seconds. First it was Todd Hall with his second, and then Cavallaro picked up his hat trick at 1:37. And late in the game, against backup goaltender Dave Longo, it was Chris Treat scoring for Notre Dame. So that will do it as we look at the Green Machine, the Zamboni here at Hamden, Connecticut. A powerful, dominant performance by Hamden High, and it's off to the races for the Green Dragons as they try to wrap up their second state championship in the last three years. So for Bob Amato, I'm Bill Abelson.